Greetings, my lovelies, and thank you for stopping by the circle today. Earlier this month, I reviewed a book that sort of catered to an aspect of my childhood, and oddly enough, I'm doing it again. This time, I am reviewing Shadows of the Dark Crystal by Lee. So let's go. So the Shadows of the Dark Crystal is a book that pairs with the Netflix show Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. And when I found out that they were doing sort of like a prequel to Dark Crystal, I screamed. I grew up watching the original one on VHS, and that was probably my very first obsession that wasn't like a boy band thing. And when I mean that I was obsessed, I played the soundtrack on a cassette tape over and over and over again, and I would spend many hours looking through this book. The World of the Dark Crystal. Yeah, dust all over myself now. I don't know what I'm going to do when this book finally falls apart. So to say that I'm a fan of the Dark Crystal is an understatement. So I watched the show and I absolutely loved it. Once I got past, the point that Taron Egerton, I know his voice, and so it was kind of hard to see him as a Gelfling Rian. But like as we went into it, I just sort of forgot who he was, and Rian was Rian. And if Deep dies, I'm going to riot. Or cry. Probably both. But anyways, The Shadows of the Dark Crystal are companion novels that go along with the TV show. And so the first one basically revolves around Nia, which is Gurgen's sister. Now she is next in line to become the Maudra, or ruler of the Swamp Gelfling clan, which I absolutely have forgot and really wish I wrote that down. And the one thing that I kind of really like about Nia is she's a very no-nonsense type of Gelfling. She understands her role of what she's supposed to be when she grows up. She's worried about being a good Maudra, but she's also very fierce and loyal to her family, which are all very good characteristics. So when her brother is accused of treason, she's like, no, that's not true. And so she goes on a quest to plead his case to the All-Maudra and to the Skeksis that no, this cannot be her brother. But along the way, she comes across another Gelfling whose name also escapes me, but he's in the show. He's the one that really looks like a Native American guy with a flute. And they go on some adventures. He's a Spartan. I can remember his, but not the other one. Anyways, but the one thing that I like the most is not really the characters. Although Nia is great, and the other little guy is cool, and it's nice that they sort of awaken the archer to free him to help Rian and the others later on. I just get to see more of Thra. We get to see her dream fasting with animals and trees, which is something that is not really talked much in the show. I know Deet talks to the Sentry Tree, but it's kind of like not really made into a big thing. So like the other Sentry Tree that's in the dark forest where the archer has been kind of entrapped, she actually heals that tree, reversing some of the darkening, which is kind of cool, and I hope that comes into play later. So anytime that I can learn more about Thra and the Gelfling cultures and just be able to immerse myself back into the world that just gave me so much joy as a child, I'm gonna do it. This book was entertaining to read. The characters and pacing and settings were just, oh, I can't go into just how much I enjoyed reading this book. And I am now going to go gobble up the rest of the series while I am waiting for season 2. So, have you read this book? Have you watched the TV show? Or were you like me and grew up watching the movie? Let me know down below so we can converse in our mutual love for this weirdly awesome, epic world. And if you want to see what else I'm doing, please follow me on my other social media sites down here below. That is all that I have for you. I will see you all later on the circle. Have a great week. Bye.